Good afternoon. Well, here we are back after 5 weeks in the workshop to continue with the project. Sorry for it's been taken so long. It's just been a matter of things that are out of my control that I couldn't really avoid. So something had to give, and it had to be this project. But things are more settled now. I think we can continue. And in any way, as the Kiwi viewers will know, we just went into lockdown again, so I can't go anywhere else, so I can probably work in the garage. If you see those pencil lines somewhere near the edge, that might give you an inkling of what I'm up to. I'm not going to tell you too much about that at present because we've got something more pressing to do, but that might tell you a little bit about where we're going. Where we're up to right now is I need to have a centre line all the way down. It's got to be exactly centre of the neck, and this will be the centre forevermore. For that to happen, I need to mount the neck, and then I have to draw a line completely down the centre of the neck, continuing all the way down the body, and this will be the centre line forever. Now, the neck, as you can probably see, is a little bit sloppy fitting in here. It shouldn't be like that. I'll try and keep my head out of the way. So you see that wiggle there? That shouldn't be. It's not unavoidable, but sometimes it just happens. This neck is probably 0.5 millimetre too narrow, or the pocket's 0.5 millimetre too wide. And I knew that right from the start. My plan was always to put a shim in the neck here to take up the slack. When I sanded this finish off the top, I zoom in close here, I notice, look, there's already a shim in there. Look, I can just pick a little bit of away with my finger. The shim is already there. So putting a shim on top of a shim is not cool. I'm going to have to remove that shim, and I can't really just pull it out. The proper way to do this will be to take out, say, this much, something like that, with the router, and then put in a decent sized piece of wood. No, not this piece, but this is a good thing for an example. Put in a piece like this, come around here, cut it off flush, and then use the router to restore the original shape. So we've got one shim, not two. This shim is not a very good one actually. It's not really sure how or why they did it that way, but it's not the right way to do it. So firstly, I've got to remove that. In order to do it, I'm going to have to make a fence around the back and the bottom so that my router doesn't continually make a huge mess here. It needs to be pretty exact. So I'm going to set up a fence, and I'll come back and show you once I set that up. And then hopefully I can pop you in the overhead camera and you can see the router at work. I do have a new camera mount. It's not really going to work for this operation, so hopefully the overhead one will. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Okay, there we have the fence set up. It's just two pieces of 18mm MDF. You can see the amount I'm going to try and take off where the shim is, so it's taking out the shim plus a little bit. Nothing should get taken off the back because this is flush, and we're using the flush trim bit on the router. The bearing you see here will follow the MDF around, and the cutters will cut this. Fingers crossed. Now, this spins at about 30,000 revs. It's a dangerous tool. You need to concentrate with it. So I'm going to poke you into the overhead camera mount, and we'll see how we go from there. I'll just pull this off, held on by double-sided tape as you can see. And now you can see it's quite clean in here. A little bit of a lip at the bottom because I didn't push the router right down. I don't want to damage this. That little piece there I'll take out with a little bit of sandpaper, maybe a chisel. But that's what we have there. That will provide a decent sort of a base to put a shim in once I've rounded the corners, of course. Once we've done that, I'll make a complete template to match the neck, and then we'll route this pocket out again to the exact size. Follow along when I do it and it'll probably make a bit more sense. So there's our little shim with a radius corner, and that will match that radius right there. So that's how it's going to sit. It'll be clamped a bit tight, so it'll be a nice snug fit. It's a little bit higher, there's a lip there, but that's fine. You can always sand off, but you can't sand on, so that's actually quite good. It's not a bad fit. I'm pretty happy with that. Once that's on and glued and the glue is set, cured, then we can pare it away and make a template for the neck that's perfect and route it out. So I'll glue this guy in, and we'll come back and see how we do with that one once the glue's set.